Call to order at 5:30. Okay, everyone has a copy of the minutes from the last meeting. There are a couple of corrections on the attendance. Chief Eldred was absent. He was not present. However, Chief Harmon was present and Chris Kanker was present. So that's just off the top now.
You weren't watching?
No, he didn't. Can you believe it?
No, I was in the woods that night, Wednesday, yeah. I was in Missouri.
Don't say that out loud, you're in the woods at night.
Yeah.
All the way back to New Hampshire from Missouri, yeah, it probably took a couple of days.
Yeah.
Does anyone else see any other corrections, additions, substitutions?
Make a motion to accept the minutes with the corrections.
Seconded.
All in favor? And discussion?
Aye.
There was no discussion, all in favor. Seconded by Tyler. Okay.
Did somebody scold Lisa?
No,
She's
we
sitting in
didn't,
the-
but
she's
you
sitting
want
in the
to.
back.
I know,
She's
she's
sitting-
sitting all the way in the back. I don't know why.
Feeling towards the back today.
And Goran's taking his stance that you took away the thingy, the bench. But
He's gonna be really mad when we move the offices and he can't sit back there at all.
That's true.
He sits in the back in the new building, he's not gonna be here to hear us. He's gonna be in a different zip code.
That's true. Okay, I know it says here on the agenda, thank you, that we're gonna review the minutes. We did send out, Mike did get some information on the sprinkler systems, and after
Yeah, well,
getting
I-
that information,
Big eye opener.
Yeah.
I sent, so I had got an email from Brian Carter Sprinkler, and kind of leading up to putting a proposal together, budget. And he highlighted several things. The first one was a 30,000 gallon cistern supplied by others. Piping associated with the cistern, pump room, so they can access a pump. Power for a diesel pump, because there's no three-phase here. And there was 3 or 4 other things, which I can't recall exactly what they were, and it just, we hadn't had that meeting just the night before, and then I got that email from him. So I emailed you folks, I emailed the board, the reason that makes sense not to hopefully have a sprinkler system. It was, could see that quite cost prohibitive.
yes. Something I don't think we really wanna incur that cost if we,
So I
Don't have to.
did not get to Lee in time before he had sent plans back,
right,
including to Tyler, updating that. I said, oh, cause I got it, I called him, it was Friday morning, I think. I was busy that day, Thursday, and thinking about other things. But right now he's in Vermont, he'll be on his way back tomorrow. He was up there from Saturday till, tomorrow.
right, and when we got the plans, I'm like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm not reading them right,
Yeah,
which is always possible. And then Leo sent, I thought it was,
I called you.
yes, you called and Leo got in touch, so I said, I don't know, which is
Yeah.
why I,
yeah, so it hadn't quite made the circle, he'd already had that done, and he sent it out before he was headed to Vermont Saturday morning.
I just figured maybe he sent out, it was something I would do, hit the wrong button and send out the wrong.
No, he was still moving forward with updates.
Okay.
So he will knock 20 feet off the building. So I brought up what Tyler had mentioned about taking those bathrooms and
Bathrooms,
putting them
yes.
parallel to the demising wall. The one thing he said, he feels that wall that separates the PD from the meeting space still would be a rated wall, a 2-hour rated wall. So that would mean we would not be able to put plumbing within that wall, but would probably, to do anything like that, he says, yeah, you can do that, Dad, but, I believe that's still gonna be a rated wall, even though you don't have fire protection. So we could take and build a stud wall off of that wall and the piping could come up through that, just that. Instead of being back to back, so you come up with
Yeah.
a T
Right.
on either side,
Gotcha.
a four-way, now you're gonna be in line, so you're gonna incur more expense in plumbing.
right,
But that's the downside out of all of that. And you've gotta erect that wall, which you'd have to build a wall between the two anyway,
right,
but it would be a common wall, not a 2x8 wall.
of course, the,
Cause there's carriers that get, those toilets should be on carriers, to meet ADA accessibility, the sinks would be on
Right.
carrier as
Right.
well. So you gotta think about the framing in the wall to support those carriers. And you lock into the concrete and then you tie back into the studs.
So the wall, adding a new wall in every house, you wouldn't go the whole length, you just go the length of
Just
the
for the
back.
length of the bathrooms.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but it would still, by turning them, now we're not putting this odd jutting, they're perpendicular to the wall, they'd be now parallel with that device wall.
Mhm.
So it'd be a little more aesthetically pleasing.
Agreed.
So when you
have a
say,
little bit more.
I guess I didn't understand the concept of turning them, so essentially bathrooms, instead of being beside each other, would be end to end,
End to
if you
end.
will,
Yeah,
Because if we cut off 20 feet of the
This
building,
way.
you ended up basically where this line is, you
Yeah.
get this really narrow choke
Yeah.
point. So if we ran them longer,
You got rid of
and he
the
was gonna
shower.
look into, he said quite possibly we can reduce the bathroom sizes. So once I get to talk to him later this week,
Yeah,
we'll
good
get some
now.
insight on that.
so for conversation purposes, to your point, which I understand 100%. As it stands right now, all the plumbing fixtures are back to back,
Correct.
and then the plumbing wouldn't have to go in this fire break wall.
Yeah, it can't
They go this way.
Right, come out to a tank.
So if they were end to end, theoretically, couldn't we because the bathrooms can be smaller, couldn't we theoretically still do the same thing? And run the plumbing this way and not have to build a secondary wall, if you will, or a false wall?
You could put them on this wall, on this outside wall here.
Yeah,
Yep, you could do that.
and then,
It's typically if you're doing that, then the door, if you turn these parallel this way, then the door is on this inside rather than on the outside corner, on the outside. So it makes it a little, well, it's not cumbersome to get in, but it's not too bad though.
would
So
eliminate.
if you take that, you turn that this way,
Mhm.
now the door is tight, so it'd be on this wall. If this becomes your plumbing line, take that section out and turn that.
Yeah. So if we went end to end, one of these
Yeah.
would have to be on this side anyway.
Yeah, it's gotta be over there somehow. Because we
And
gotta,
then
we
you
gotta
can insert, you still have to have the swing for this, you have to
Yep.
allow for this area for wheelchair
That's not
radius.
too,
right.
walls. And these are just.
But I'll get that information when he gets back, because if we can reduce the size of that, he'll lay that out on paper and send that out. So that we can see how that works out.
Right. That'll also give us a little bit more room too in the room.
So it'll be
Well, that's the
9
idea.
feet this way.
When Tyler brought that up, that was the idea, is to
Yeah.
try to gain a little more
Here.
space that's at least a little more
Right.
square as
9
opposed to
foot.
being an odd,
Yeah, a little.
odd shape.
Right, does that, so it would be the same size as that.
Mhm.
So if, I mean. For
You're gonna
simplicity-
probably use most of that wall up with the storage.
For simplicity purposes, I know we discussed doing away with the washroom, but if we needed to shrink that. I'll use this. Can I use this?
Sure.
So this obviously doesn't have the new shower unit, the closet. But if we're able to shrink that, cause these are the old dimensions. And we made these, men's and women's bathroom, and instead of a shower unit, made that a handicap bathroom. That still meets ADA requirement,
Maybe a unisex bathroom.
a
Right.
unisex handicap bathroom with a handicap placard on it. Then we could shrink those two bathrooms as they are at that 9 feet and still leave them the same shape that they're in now.
So I guess I'd wanna hear from him as far as, because of the use of the space, are we required to have a handicap men's and a handicap women's, or can we live with a unisex? So that just poses another question. I'm not sure, I don't have the answers to that, but to your thoughts on that, that would reduce those sizes and that, pull that back in a little bit more.
May also have to have, because people we may lose one or two of those stalls.
Right.
So that we may only need to
Yeah,
have
one.
one stall.
Right, and
2 stalls,
two stalls, but
Yeah,
yeah, 2 stalls.
then-
stalls for the women and a stall and urinal on the men's side.
But then now we're gonna have, instead of having 4, so we can go down to 4 stalls, right? Now we're gonna have 5 stalls with a unisex. At that point, you're adding another stall in, and we may not need it.
no, I'm not talking about adding a stall.
You're talking about what the stall bathroom is?
He's talking about taking the handicap accessible
Right,
requirements out of the
The two
two
bathrooms
stall
and
bathrooms
making
and
a,
having just a single.
making a handicap bathroom.
well, you have it on there.
So if you shrunk these two down to meet this same plane and made that a handicap bathroom, and these were men's, women's bathroom? Because, I mean, what are we gonna be gaining by discontinuing all of this? Even if the idea is discontinuing this, turning those so that we have more floor space if we cut off 20 feet. Well, if we shrunk that down to this anyway, that's how wide those are gonna be essentially, and just make that the handicap bathroom and these 2 bathrooms if we can.
Yeah, right now they're 16 feet, so if you cut it down to 9 feet,
Right,
you're saving 7 foot right there.
I don't think we know anything until we get the answers.
right,
From, we can speculate all day long,
But it's question for Lee to,
yeah, I already asked that question, if he could look at that. About reducing the size, and if we can, so to add to that, if we can get rid of the 2 handicaps and go to
Right.
1.
right,
The reason why I'm asking is because when I hear you talk about that on the wall, obviously that pushes the bathrooms out.
Yep.
That stud width.
Yep,
at least 6, 8 inches, yeah.
right.
You go by 2 by 6, right?
Yeah.
2 by 6 on the wall, back to back, I'd like to do 2 by 8, but. Cause you get carriers on each side,
Right.
when you're back to back, you need a little more space. I mean, you don't have to use toilets with carriers, but it makes cleaning them a hell of a lot easier.
Oh, yeah.
You can just go right underneath.
Exactly, yes,
Any bathhouse I ever did for the state of New Hampshire and the state of Maine were all wall hung units.
Right.
For simplicity.
Makes
sense.
it does make sense. Okay, so we're not gonna know anything until Lee comes back from Vermont. Now, when he comes back with the updated plans, these are the plans we'll send right out to the vendors, correct?
If we approve it.
If we approve them.
Yep.
So
And we
then-
agree to a specification that,
Right, then they'll go
we
out
can
to
have that
them.
conversation and just jot stuff down, we can use the stuff that I had put together last fall, the last town meeting, which followed that same spec.
Right. Okay, and as far as the fire marshal for the fire station,
I don't believe we need to do it anymore,
for the fire station,
yeah,
okay,
right?
are we
I don't believe so. I mean, I think we're moving forward with irrigation.
irrigation?
That simple spec.
Green lawns.
So, and I did have that conversation too, so to frame that, his thought was that where that wall is that separates the bunk rooms and the bathroom is what, it's on one side of the hallway, that there would be a truss that lands right on that wall that is studded in. And then that whole wall, the sheetrock right up to the roof deck and right down. So now you have your fire separation. So we could still set trusses on the other side of that to meet our 24 inches on center. But that's all within the same fire separation for the ease of You just up and down,
Right.
one wall.
Right.
Where's 5/8 and we're done.
And they'll still have the windows in there,
Oh, yeah, still have to have the windows.
right,
Your exterior wall is fine, it's just the separation, then the sprinkler heads would then be in those two bunk rooms. But that wall would be, in the bathroom's pretty small, so it keeps it, rather than trying to figure out framing and turning framing the other way to run back to separate the bathroom from the
Right.
bunk room to do up to the roof deck. Just put one truss in, do the whole wall, and we're good.
You don't put,
Including the bathroom wall.
Include the, yeah, that whole hallway
This
wall
whole
would be,
thing.
that would be a rated wall, cause I mean, how wide's the bathroom, 6.5, 7 feet or something, 8 feet?
you wouldn't
This
need,
way?
Yeah,
8 feet, yeah.
8 feet, so
no
you're not
brainer,
turning a corner, you're just
Yeah.
standing sheets up, going up to the roof deck to the floor.
no sprinkler in the bathroom, right?
No, just take care of the two bunk rooms, cause there'd be a suspended ceiling in there anyway.
okay. So we don't need the fire marshal. Not for this
So
project,
I think it would keep it, but we'll need space to be able to put a water bottle. You know, like you have a 400 gallon, I think we'll probably.
I think your suggestion of a, bump out, a little bump out room is
Yep.
probably gonna be the best.
Yeah, I think so too. So we put something off the back of the building, probably off the back of the, somehow, somewhere, we need to have accessibility to it.
Yeah.
It's gotta stay heated.
yeah, you
Off the
want that
bathroom.
freezing.
Backside.
So we could brainstorm that, actually by talking to a plumber that does that. I don't know, does Pod do residential fire protection systems, you know?
I don't know.
But there are plenty of guys that do that. I could even talk to Carter Sprinkler, maybe if they'd come up with doing something like that with this, your guy, and then Hampshire Fire, I just never had a conversation, I just stopped them short. After, I
After those prices,
sent out
yes,
the email to everybody, well, put it on hold, please.
yeah, exactly. Okay. That part. So that does decrease the size, that 20 feet,
These.
as far as capacity, which is good, and that'll still be enough capacity for major meetings and stuff. So,
And voting.
yes, and the voting, cause we'll have enough room to satisfy the state,
And for the foreseen future.
yes. Excellent, excellent.
So good.
Okay. Any updates? I know you had spoken to, is
Jim
it,
Pitt.
well, I know Jim Pitton, he didn't come back with any other updates, cause
He didn't, other than
this,
that,
yeah,
what I just stated,
Right.
that will give us, that'll meet the state's requirements for the,
Right.
foreseen future, so,
Yeah,
as well.
which is good.
It's, he came up with, I think he said, I don't have it, but 45 or 40, right around 40% increase in size.
Right,
For voting purposes.
right.
So I got a question on the two access doors, front and back. You know, we have a window, we have one access door to the front, two access doors. Are we just moving that over?
We may not need another one.
Yeah, I think we just need one door in the front, right?
Yeah, because now you measure that diagonal length again, and then
They're 30 feet.
you're down, so you might lose a door. But
But what about the back?
We still want the one that go in from here, right?
Yeah, that was gonna stay.
Yeah, that has,
So it'll be, where the window is, you'll be moving where the window is? Not talking about the municipal building.
Oh. Yeah, I got you.
He doesn't have it on that, we don't have it on that drawing. That's
Right.
you guys' drawing,
But we got a
but on
window,
Lee's.
Yes, yeah, I see it.
I don't have it, I was gonna be, I just picked my truck up, so all my stuff's out.
alright,
So I
There you
think
go.
confirm, would we need that door?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
We have to hear that one.
Yeah,
and then
I think you still may need one on that side, you may be able to eliminate one of these, but
eliminate the window and just put the door in there,
yeah, it's a possibility.
that's what I do.
I still think you'd like some borrowed light. I think, windows aren't expensive.
You got room? Cause you're gonna have the bathrooms there.
True, you're taking 20 feet off of that.
It may make sense to take these,
okay, so
these
here,
bathrooms here
yeah,
and literally just take and rotate that down to this outside wall.
Yeah,
can you see?
Because that total width is just shy of 20, 25, 26 feet. So if we have 30 feet, Now we have, literally, what we're gonna have is a little hallway for the exit door, and everything is right there on the bottom, we make as much room as we can. Okay,
What's the hallway width have to be? I can't remember. 4 feet?
well, it'll be, I mean, we're at 25 feet, the total
It
width
needs to be 3 feet, I believe.
is 30, so then we got 6 feet to play with, 5, 6
42
feet,
inches,
there's plenty of room.
cause you have a 3-0 door, you gotta be able to open the door.
Where's the hallway?
No.
There isn't one now, he's
If we
talking,
take all of these rooms here, and they're gonna get scaled, depending on the, how many ADA bathrooms, and then just take and rotate everything down to that outside wall.
Oh, make like a hallway to the bathroom is what you're
Well,
saying?
no,
Hallway
no,
coming in the building.
it's just a hallway to get out that exit door,
Oh,
if
okay,
one
yeah,
is gonna have to
yeah, I
leave.
got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Because we wanna make as much room contiguous as we can get.
So you're saying move this bathroom over here?
So take this entire thing here on 90 degrees, right on along that wall.
This is gone, so, yeah.
Well, even if we had this, so that's.
Wet wall and an exterior wall?
No, not good
Oh,
idea.
it'd have to be on the
No,
other.
it'd be on the other side,
Okay.
it'd be on the
Because-
inside.
okay.
Yeah, that right there would be, I mean, this is a steel frame building
Yep.
too, so no matter what, we're not gonna have anything on an exterior wall. But if we take that, then we'll have more room up
Top
top.
would work. They'd be a nice big square area.
Yeah, instead of having to deal with the bump outs and
That's
everything.
true too, yeah,
Yeah, because you're gonna have it here, so.
right.
Yeah, then you can,
And if you add, even with the janitorial closet, it's still less than,
cause that door on the top right's really on the other side, right?
this door.
No, zoom out.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, the one that would be going to this building?
go to your right.
This one?
No, the one on the other, what would be the wall that we're looking at from here? So basically the door to go from here to there.
Just move it, bring your, yeah.
he's gone in a
Working on
second.
that. This isn't working very well.
Mice is up, okay.
That one?
That one.
That one's gonna be there no matter what.
Yeah, the whole building's shifting out.
Oh, we did, that's right.
We're just taking and basically taking 20 feet off.
Yeah.
Can you go back to the bottom?
Hang on.
So you're saying, put bathrooms like here?
Yes.
Yep. Along
It's gonna
that,
be shortened.
well, whatever we can do for the ADA size, that's with Lynn.
Right. So
But
we're gonna have two
basically-
bathrooms, then we're gonna have an access door to each bathroom.
Yeah.
So
Literally-
we could put the closet right here.
Well, no.
You need to take that whole bank of 4 rooms and rotate
So-
it 90
Just
degrees.
These two here,
Yeah.
they'll rotate,
Right,
and then this one, whatever, we're getting rid of that.
right.
And the janitorial closet, we can put that here, we can put that wherever we want, whatever works well for it. But that way, up top here is more of a square contiguous area.
I'm just thinking though, we need an access door outside.
You'll have plenty of room for the access door.
So, can I add
Because-
something here? So something we're losing sight of is this is a steel structure. And I want you to look at a picture of a steel structure, and at least you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is you've got, your vertical beams, and your bents going up to carry your structure, and then your purlins are running across. And those protrude and extend into the inside of the building, including the pilaster that they're sat on. So you are losing space, and so depending on taking the length of that building and where those steel columns land, you can only be able to squeeze between those, because they stick out a bit. They're not, and the purlins, everything on the steel building, you have your steel frame, you're measuring the outside, and I think when John had his dimensions, it was 60 foot something, it takes into consideration the girts along the horizontal girts, or have the insulation in them. So your steel sets in, and then your dimensions are outside of that. So anything you will put along a wall that is gonna virtually have columns on it, you have to squeeze between those.
Yes.
So that's not overly advantageous to do that. It depends on how the building is laid out.
it's not a Petco. Package.
I'll show you what I mean.
Yeah, I'm just,
It looks better. Okay, so. This is the building that I rebuilt. Take a look at how the beams come in, blow that up. If you look, you can see how the concrete bases are extended in as well.
What was that, 18 inches to 2 feet?
Well, they're like
Ballpark.
24-inch square pilasters typically, depending on the size of the column, and Lisa would know that, cause she deals with that every day.
Right,
But that's what you're looking at, with that structure, so anything you put on an exterior wall, you have to sandwich between those,
beam.
sandwich between the
That's right.
beams, or keep it on the, to Tyler's thought, that's a great idea, it'd be nice, but we need to know a little more about
Location.
location on how to do that, and then size, maybe even size the bathrooms accordingly.
I think I mean, I appreciate the thought. And, you know, it's absolutely great thought, I think we should just, to that point, I live in one of those buildings every day. And when we built our break room, we have this stupid void all along the exterior walls in that break room because of the girts and the pylons where they come down and land on them. And it made a nightmare to trim out the windows and, because we finished the whole inside. So if we can, you're losing a lot of space.
If the bathroom's ran across that lower edge, would you even need the door at that point? Or
We would,
You would.
yeah, the exterior door,
On that lower side?
Yeah.
Or would you have made the bathroom so big, that interior space, that the distance run that's required to necessitate a door, would it even
You would-
require it anymore?
You would, it would basically, it's the longest distance from door to door,
Right,
so,
but would it include going into the bathrooms? You know what I mean, if the bathrooms project into the room, say 10 feet, I'm just making up numbers.
we'd still have to put a door
you would most likely still
on
have.
this end, this corner instead of like the back corner.
Right,
So which would ultimately end up having to put a door here as opposed to one here.
right,
But, you know, to Mike's point, you know, if we finish that wall off, whatever,
right.
when you go to finish those walls, it's not gonna,
I'm just trying to say, if you were trying to size it to what he's saying,
Yeah.
the support considerations, maybe the bathrooms would potentially have to run the entire length of the left side of that
right, but
building,
even,
and then,
so, and that 60-foot space, we're talking 6 girts, including exterior ones.
Trying to think how big this building is that I got on my phone, I can't remember. I guess that was a 60 by, might have been 60 by 80. So I think these are almost 20-foot spans. What do you size them, it's 20 foot's pretty much standard, isn't it?
Standard,
Yeah.
20 feet.
So
Well,
that
John
would,
said you can make that different,
so
but,
to 20 feet off. we
so
took-
that
20
would
feet
put,
is standard.
yeah.
that would put it one
Right.
right here, and that's not, that would
Couple.
mess up the whole bathroom.
Yep,
And make it extremely, you know, a lot more difficult. I mean, as it stands right now, it's still gonna one wall of that bathroom potentially.
Well, what we did with this building here is because your foundation comes up, the pilaster comes in from the foundation wall, is that they plywooded from the face of the foundation wall up, just with I think they use 5/8 or something like that, put 3/4 on, doesn't matter. Just to be able to put shelving against and equipment and all that kind of stuff, so, because we have to deal with the PD side the same way, we don't have to deal with it in the Sallyport. But, you know, the gable ends are a little bit easier, not overly easy, because you'll have a column, a vertical column, probably 2 of them, 4x4s or 4x6s run up vertically, you know, for wind base to wind load the exterior, the gable end walls, but,
There's,
yeah, so when we fit up anything, you know, we'd have to fit up the exterior walls, as you know, working in that garage every day.
Yeah. I mean, as it is right now, this partitioning wall that essentially almost splits the PD in half, that lands on almost a 20-foot mark, so there's gonna be a girt right there anyway.
That would be ideal,
And,
yeah.
but, so that puts, you know, and you've got 10 feet there and then another 10 feet, I mean, if we could shrink the bathrooms, that would put the girt right there. And then if we could make them smaller to where they were before, but still landing here. But if we turned them, it'd mess it up. But we could potentially land in between that way.
Right.
So you're gonna have one here, and then one here, the next one would be here. So if it's 20 feet, you've got 2 exterior and there's gonna be the total of 4, right?
Yep.
1, 2, yeah. No, it'd be total of 4, yeah.
Total,
Fit
20
20
including your ends.
Yeah, if it's a 20-foot span.
Yep,
So if we turned it, that would really mess up the wall. But as it's laid out right now, if we can shrink those bathrooms,
we'll have to get the answer, so
Right.
take that into consideration.
Yep.
But Lisa, John said he is flexible,
Right,
you know, if you need to bring that a 16-foot span or an 18-foot span.
Yep.
Because I know when they manufacture all that stuff, it's all based on 20 foot, so your purlins and
no,
girts,
he'd be flexible.
he can have those, okay.
And we have our own steel crew, so they've been with him for over 20
Yeah,
years.
yeah, they just,
Just
yeah,
about anything.
no different than Billy Belanger does this, yeah, they get their own guys,
You know,
they
so
can make
they,
anything,
they do just about anything.
okay.
Did you lose it, Tara?
Be nice if we could design around something that we knew that we were getting for steel, and that could happen, but, and that may be some savings in economy once we move forward, and if we can move forward, we're allowed to move forward. Then we get a steel building plan, whether it's, they're doing, that company's doing the whole thing, or if it's, we're getting a steel building and then another company's building out the inside. But we just have to make sure that budget-wise, that we carry it cost enough to allow that, you know, in our contingency to be flexible. And that's really having a conversation with, you know, like John, Lisa and a few others to talk about that, then that could be, we could work out those details, tweaking it. But if we know exactly what we can have for size of bathroom,
That's, yeah,
we can possibly make that work.
So I got a question, if we're gonna move the bathrooms this way,
no, that's, I don't think that, I mean, it's a great idea. No offense, Sal, but I don't think that,
well, not on this wall, but I'm thinking this way and this one this way on this wall.
That was another,
yeah, that was the original.
Hmm?
That was the original thought, was
that
to
was
shift
the
them that
initial
way.
thought, yeah.
But you're still gonna try to put them on this wall?
No, we don't think that's gonna work with, cause with
Right,
the
that's
steel
what I'm saying,
building,
right.
the,
I think we need to know what the size of bathrooms need to be to start with.
Right.
Then we can go from there.
And you're still looking at,
Potentially unisex handicap bathroom.
If that makes sense, yes.
that was able to shrink everything.
correct.
You need some form of janitor closet.
So let's say we move this bathroom this way, the door, you can put the door over here on this end, door on this side. Could we move the storage building, the storage shed, portion over here?
That would still land cause the purlins,
Yeah, but who cares about storage?
well, you still have to build it out. Right now, if that purlin lands in our space, when you've got that vinyl faced insulation, nobody cares, we're looking at it, it's just a meeting room, that's the thought, right?
Yeah, once we're in the meeting space, we're not building out anything, we're dropping lights
With
and
the storage, you gotta build out,
electrical, and that's it, it's all in pipe.
the storage room?
Storage room could essentially, we wouldn't have to put an interior wall in the storage room.
No, that's what I'm saying, so, that way it just gives you more room on that end.
But what you can do is, if you wanted to plywood that side, you just screw right to the outside girts.
Can you put shelves up
You
or
can
whatever?
use self-tappers and screw plywood to it, paint it battleship gray, and
Yeah.
you could put shelves on it. And it doesn't take much to do that.
Just stop it.
That'll
Millbank
shift
gray, that's what the electrical panels are, it's Millbank gray, buy a lot of that.
Alright, Lee's got some work.
Yeah, so, and I'll run this by him. I'll talk, but today is already Wednesday, so I'll talk to him tomorrow. Maybe he gets some ideas and maybe behoove him to come to the next meeting if it's possible, and then you guys can, I'll throw all this stuff out at him, and, see what he says, and see if he's available, if you want. If not, just,
Yeah,
that way, we're gonna stop the going back and forth here at some point.
exactly.
At least get something that makes sense,
Mhm.
the building shorter, know how, what we need for bathrooms.
Well, you can start with that.
Yep.
Shortening up the building
Oh, yeah,
Right.
well, that's a given.
and, look at the bathrooms.
If we can
Right.
reduce the size of those, that will help.
Okay.
If he's available,
If he is, it may
That's right.
help in
yeah,
shaking some of this
questions
out.
and things like that,
Right.
sure,
If somebody sat there that had the knowledge, say, we
Right.
can do this and do that,
right,
but what about this?
right,
It might streamline it a little bit more.
yes, it
If
would,
we can. Just a thought.
And to your point earlier, the shopping list, so everybody, it's apples and apples and oranges, oranges. Vinyl windows, vinyl floor,
right,
drop ceiling,
Yep.
just like you see it,
yep,
lighting, just like you see it,
Yep.
2x4s,
just like you see it, and it's
LEDs.
yep,
yep, and LEDs.
so that no matter who's bidding on it, they all know what they're
Right.
bidding on.
Right.
This is what they're, yeah, they need to know that, right,
So we've pretty much narrowed that
Yes.
down, right?
Yeah.
Doors like that, vinyl
Yep.
floor,
Yep.
windows like that, drop ceiling like this.
Yep.
basically what I put together last year is what we're, it's all good stuff.
right,
It stands the test of time, particularly doors like that. So if we do have to have any rated doors or anything, which there was
wasn't
something
there,
we needed, we talked about that, there was a door that we may need to have it rated.
Bullet, yours?
your door, I think, something in the police,
I've
wasn't it?
forgotten where it was, but these doors meet the fire rating, all they have to do is they put a B label, a metal tag on them, and it becomes a B label door, which they all are anyway, cause they're solid core doors.
Mhm.
So they meet all the, and sometimes you'd have to put fire rated hardware on it.
Right.
And most of your commercial hardware that is upgraded would be fire rated as well.
Yeah, especially with the weight of those doors.
Yeah, really,
Yeah, they're pretty heavy.
Yeah, we took that one off
Yeah.
and that one off and cut them down.
Remember, a couple years ago?
No,
Yeah, you helped me put it back up.
that one a couple years ago.
It was 2 years?
Yeah, don't ever
It
get
was
your
the
fingers
summer
caught
when we did the
between them.
floor.
No, we're talking about the one, where we put the adjustable hinges on where,
Yeah, and then, yeah.
Yeah, they're heavy as hell.
that means they're
They
good
last.
doors, yep, they're good
It's gonna take
doors,
you long. So the other thing you had tasked me to do was to price an office trailer.
yes,
So I got a hold of, I don't think Tilton Trailer's there anymore, they have Tilton Trailer Sales, but United Rentals is pretty common. And what they've got for an office trailer is a 40-foot long, 10-foot wide, but they're basically Connex boxes. They put them on the ground now, they don't come on wheels, they come on the ground, they throw some 6-inch blocks down, drop them down, so you don't need to rent a set of steps like you did with the old office trailers and things like that. So a 40-foot by 10-foot, and they've got windows, they have 2 options, they got actually more than that, but they offer all kinds of things. So one that's 40 by 10 has 2 office spaces and like a entryway, and one of the offices has its own entry. That was $925 a month. And then there's one that's all office, just wide open all office, which might work, that's $875 a month. It's $400 to get it here and $400 to make it go away. So that's another $800 overall, one-time fee.
looking like $8,000.
Yeah. So for 10 months, you're between $8,000 to $10,000, you add that all up,
oh, here
there
you
it
go,
is.
They're behind
here
you.
it is, right
Yeah,
there.
who brought that up?
Tyler.
That's just what it is. Yep, that would be the one that has the private entry for one office, and the cut sheets are sitting at home, but I didn't bring them because I was,
But that would be for, not the police, that would be for the
that would be to
For the,
move everybody out.
zoning and,
yes.
Land use boards.
so one big room,
and
One big all office would be fine.
that's what we
Yeah,
have
that'd
now.
be fine,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know, so that would be good.
I'm all saving money.
Sure.
36 by 10.
And then they have 40-foot wide modulars that you could rent. And they make them smaller too, like 36-footers or 34-footers, they're pretty small.
Can't look at that when he's scrolling like that. Wow.
Did we agree though that we probably don't need that and we can make do with this room for the couple months?
You got meetings.
Well, we were gonna find out what the cost was.
right,
So we just need to have a number to budget if we need to budget for
Right.
that.
I mean, we can move some of the
Pull a
stuff
number
in here,
together.
like the file cabinets and stuff, but you still have to have a meeting. We're gonna have meetings.
Yeah, but
They're
there's,
all-
there's really nobody working other than Rebecca the Tuesday night.
You gotta set up the cubicles. You're gonna reduce the space.
I feel like for a few months we could get by.
Well, it's gonna be more, I
Versus
wouldn't say a
spending-
few.
Yeah.
Well, it's like,
6
you
months,
know,
6 to 8
two's a
months.
couple, three's a
6 to 8
crowd,
months.
so I would say safely,
10.
I'd bank on 10.
I'd shoot for the higher
You
amount.
know, we're.
Is that
we're-
worth 8 to 10,000
depending on- We don't have town meeting until March. And then it's a matter of mobilization,
That's right,
unless you get somebody all wound up, ready to go with nothing else to do, which is hard to believe.
So that cost would fall underneath the bond expenses.
We have to
So
build
I
that
think
into
we
our
should,
cost.
so I
Right.
think that we should just calculate $15,000 for temporary housing. And I think $15,000, cause as you said, $1,000 for moving and shaking. 10 months at just under $1,000. So there's,
That's if the prices don't go up either.
right,
Well, I told him that,
Buffer.
that this is a budget job for next spring.
yeah, so I mean, there's 11 grand right there that would give us $4,000 to play with, and if we needed to get a box, if we all agree that the PD can move to Station 1, and that would cover our cost for a box
Right.
to stick in one of those bays for evidence security.
So that would be listed under general conditions.
Will that box fit in there?
Under division.
That one.
That one?
No, you're talking just a small,
Like have my,
Those
like
iPod things.
a little pod one.
So, that's your evidence right now, that one right now.
Yeah.
What's in there? Well, it's just,
Well, it's files and, which we'd obviously have to, I mean, that will have to move, but we could find a home for those, I suppose,
so we
somewhere.
could utilize some of that room in there for the modular, whatever doesn't fit here.
Yeah,
right, that's what we talked about.
Okay, yep, so 15,000 for temporary facilities.
and when, like, if we get ready to break ground, I'm sure we can empty that thing from everything that we have.
But
Find
we
a
did a
home.
good job this summer.
Well, find a home for all the
Yeah,
files
really.
and all that stuff and till it's time to move in, if everything does come to fruition.
Cause you're only like quarter full in there.
Now, yeah,
We just feel like we maybe need to, cause you weren't here for this discussion, utilize some of that space for some stuff that's out back.
there's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, there's plenty of room.
Cause I mean, if you take like the old maps, that file cabinet,
Yeah.
I mean, that alone, the drawers have to come out. And that has to be flipped up on its side in order to come to a basic doorway,
Right.
because, I mean, they take a full map,
Wow.
those big file cabinets, they're 4 feet by 36 inches. So,
I got one up in my barn.
Yeah, we can, I'm sure if everything did come to fruition, and it's time to break ground, we can find a home for the files and, cause we're gonna have to basically have them where we can get at them anyway.
Yours.
right,
Yeah,
right,
so we could probably find a temporary home at Station 1 under the stairs or
Absolutely.
something.
cause realistically, I mean, if we could, that file system, if we only had to
Move it once.
move it once,
yeah, really,
to take it apart, maybe do that now and work around that file system, or if the modular's gotta go away anyway, when we know this is gonna happen, cut a hole in the building, take that thing out, and stick it in that Connex box,
Right.
cause that building's gonna go away anyway.
Yeah, we can pack rat what stuff we have in there in the Station 1 somewhere, we'll find a home for it. Make that available to store stuff in while everything's kinda going on.
So we also have to add the cost of getting rid of those modulars.
Yeah, so we have the demo cost of,
Well, if it can get moved to the transfer station, then will cost might be pretty cheap. I have some thoughts.
He wants to light it on fire,
So you can do that,
that's what he's saying.
Train in it, be out for a while, and then burn it when we're done.
and we sell the steel,
What's that?
get rid of the steel, sell the steel.
Scrap it, put it in the scrap metal pile.
so we just need the
We
cost
just have to
of,
fire up to Rickers, then you don't have to move the scrap.
Why don't you just light it here?
yeah,
A
really,
little too close.
Well, no, you'd be on your A game then.
Yeah.
Let's see, guys.
I'm still kind of the opinion that I think we could make, with the space we have, we could make it work with the boards and commissions that use that. And not rent the trailer, the office trailer.
I agree, and I appreciate the thought savings, but for $15,000, I think that would, because it is 10 months. There's gonna be a while, potentially, there's gonna be a while, like a month to 2 months, where there's gonna be training on those Tuesday nights when the zoning office is here. I don't think it's a secret that Rebecca intends on retiring, so, there'll be her replacement that's gonna be shadowing. So it's
Yeah.
not just stick her in a corner on Tuesday nights for the hours when we're here meeting, it's sticking her and another person in a corner for a couple of months too. So,
Right,
I mean, I absolutely appreciate the thought, but for me, I think the best way to go would be the $15,000
Yeah,
budgeted for the.
and I agree, I mean, I agree with you, cause it's just gonna be. The conflict will be the zoning, the other departments are all day.
During the meetings, but
Yeah, the rest are during the day, they can meet during the day.
right, they can
Right.
change their,
So-
right,
And I mean, with that being said, new zoning officer coming in, you don't work Tuesdays at least for the first part of the year.
On Tuesday nights.
Have her working overnight, once she's done with her training.
oh, it's true
I'm just
too.
throwing it out there, you know,
That is true
Do
too,
what again?
have her work a different
a
night.
different night instead of Tuesday,
Or
And I
them,
mean-
I shouldn't say her, have.
Oh,
the
yeah, you move zoning
officer.
from Tuesday to Wednesday or something.
Yeah,
And it's like the file cabinet, I was just talking about, not moving that multiple times. I don't like to do things twice. So if we brought everybody in here temporarily, we'd be squeezing them in, would be making do. And then when the new building was built, then would be resituating this room. And my thought is, if they're in a temporary home, we get all new, this gets moved out, and when they move in here, they're moving into the permanent spot as well, so. That's just me, that's just one person, but that's how I feel.
it also wouldn't just be their meeting, other zoning, because Wednesdays, Thursdays, there are other people that meet here. Thursdays is planning board, Wednesdays is ZBA,
but there's really
there are
no
other-
meetings that conflict, like there's a meeting in here and out there at the same time. So you
True.
wouldn't need both
That's
stations
true.
at the
There's,
same
there's
time.
not meetings, but there is
Right.
office works, so, I don't, was it Monday night?
what,
When I got here, the,
Trustee,
Oh, the
trustees of the trust
trustees,
funds were
yeah.
out back. That's 4 to 6 times a year. Obviously Rebecca's hours during as we get into the fall, which theoretically, if this goes through, it won't be so much of an issue, but the supervisors of the checklist meet quite frequently
right,
when they're coming up on elections. I would like to think that this would be done, but 10 months is, we have to vote on it at town meeting, we're already 3 months into the year, so.
yeah, it's true,
We're looking at
10 months go
January of
fast, yeah.
27 before moving,
right.
potentially.
What do you think, Lisa? Any thoughts?
There's no other space in town that you can meet? There's no place at the library or,
the library's got the room upstairs, but it's not ADA accessible.
Nope. Plus, that's pretty full anyhow,
Yeah.
junk.
Good idea, though. Good thought.
Yeah, EPS is, not heated.
yeah,
We keep it TK for another year, we can all, everybody can have an office.
body heat. EPS warm up the body heat.
Unless you wanna put heat in there.
We meet in the garage.
I used to
Oh, my
put, I used
place?
to light the wood stove in cold weather. At the Old Grange building.
I don't think we wanna light the wood
Don't wanna
stove.
light the wood stove anymore.
No, we're not gonna light the wood stove.
Your
Insurance company's gonna,
used to be the one that went down there with the two boys and lit the stove so they could have a meeting in cold weather.
not happening.
Yeah, that pipe's sketchy.
Well, yeah, the one upstairs is unhooked. from the-
Right, the one downstairs runs a long ways.
Yeah, but the stove is up by the chimney though. That one was going to the wood stove that was in the kitchen.
Yep.
That's gone. Oh, no, that's still there, but
crazy, there's no other place to meet.
And the only other places I could
I've
think of.
actually, was doing it last Wednesday, racking my brain,
Yeah.
thinking about like anywhere we could rent temporarily, you know. You take like the city of Guilford.
Yeah.
City of Guilford's building a new public works building right now. They're gonna be going through the winter under construction, so their guys and gals are gonna be, they're in storage trailers, they have 2 trailers like that, office trailers. All the public works guys they have a picnic table and they've been having their lunches and coming to work and hanging up their coats in their salt shed, which they're gonna be utilizing the salt shed, unfortunately, pretty soon.
Wow,
And they had something in the works to rent space with a garage and so forth in Belmont. And they wanted to do some shopping, which is, I caution this group for this thought process, the same thing. They wanted to do price shopping to see if they could get something a little bit cheaper because the lease agreement with this gentleman or this individual, I shouldn't say gentleman, I don't know if it was man or woman, but, they felt it was a little high, so they said, okay, we'll shop around, we'll come up with our other options, and in the meantime, he leased it out to somebody else, and they lost that opportunity. So now they've been scrambling, and,
wow.
They've been working on that for a while too.
well, they didn't break ground until June,
Yeah.
and they got approval in March, before March. And, yeah, so they're in our union, so my VP and my treasurer are in Guilford, and so I get updates a lot, and they just poured concrete right around Columbus Day.
The only other thing I could think of is there's some buildings at the treatment center not being used.
Yeah, but then you gotta deal with the gate access, everybody getting a code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I went
don't know
behind
if
that
that's
gate,
a-
they probably wouldn't let me out.
That might be a problem.
Just throwing the ideas.
No,
No matter what the use of the facility was.
As far as I'm aware, 158 High Wash Road's empty,
Right around just
Site
before
number.
Columbus Day.
right,
Good.
because that program ended.
no,
Oh, the building?
We gotta do that.
The log cabin that's down the
Yeah.
road outside the gate.
Otherwise it's.
So that's not what
Just
this
go
would
ask the
be.
guy over at the Ryefield Acres at the barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go hang out with the cars.
He's still got the old cars in there.
Oh, he does.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Full last time I knew.
He dishes them in and out of there pretty quick now. Doesn't keep one in there all too long anymore.
But there's still quite a few in there,
Oh,
and
I
I don't think he
I
had,
was joking. Plenty of market.
Lawrence, was there any kind of update on, with David and the septic? I know he needs the original plans, we didn't get any originals, right?
No, but we were gonna go with
We're gonna
just
go.
start from scratch.
From scratch, yeah. Did you get any info?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
He just said if he couldn't find a plan, you have to start all over again. And we couldn't find a plan, or I couldn't find a plan.
But you were gonna get a quote,
yeah, get a quote, you wanna ask him for a quote? Ask him for a
independent system.
quote for the septic.
You mean how much to draw the plan?
yeah,
Oh, for
a
the
plan
plan, yeah, and to do
and a
it.
ballpark of a
Oh,
new system.
About
Yeah.
30.
About 30 for both? I mean,
Total,
include the
total.
total, yeah,
Yeah. Plans at $2,000.
right,
$2,000-3,000 for a plane.
yeah, for a plan.
Yeah, Alan Falls said he'd do it for like $3,000 and you spoke to.
Yeah, I spoke with,
'cause I talked to Alan.
yes,
After you
and
had talked to.
He said 2,500,
Yeah,
he
so,
would do a design for 25, I can never pronounce that,
McConkey?
yes, thank you.
Mark.
So he would do it for
I can
25.
ask him, oh yeah, I'm gonna meet him in the morning.
Sure he did.
Oh, are you? Well,
Oh, you did?
yeah, I already did, I spoke with him. So I mean, do we wanna go with McConkey
Well,
or?
we can decide that down the road.
so we just have to have a
Okay.
budget.
Yeah, we're having a
Oh,
budget,
okay,
30K.
a 30K for the septic, okay, you got it. Okay. And the trees, gonna hold off with that for a while? What do you think?
We
I know you,
we don't wanna cut them yet, right?
I don't think so.
All right.
I mean, no,
Yeah.
no, not now.
Yeah.
That'd be before we,
Correct, we still have to, per our forester, we should meet with
Right.
we should still meet with the abutter. And the reason is, as the law is, you can cut any tree that's yours right up to the boundary line, but if it's a boundary tree, you can't touch them. The 50% rule went out the window quite a while ago. And so having said that, there is essentially gonna be a single row of trees along her roadway
Right, that'll have to
that would be
stay up.
left.
Right,
And the wind will take care of
The
that.
predominant winds come out of the
They will,
northwest, which is
sure.
that way.
uh-huh,
So every one of those trees would tip right over in her road. So Jeff said that, our forester said that would
Yes.
behoove us to have a conversation
right,
and, basically just,
Take them all down.
yeah,
Right,
give permission to take them all down.
If I may, we're reducing the size of this building, we are reducing the capacity for this building. We do not need as much parking as I had originally sketched out.
well, that
in the
is
site
true
plan.
too.
Do we need to go up on top there, or can we stay down, or take just a section? You know, take 20 or 30 feet of that bank out, I can't, without walking out there, Chris, you and I walked it there one
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
when it
So
was
whatever the width is.
warm. You know, we can reduce, cause part of this is would reduce overall, is the site work. would
Right.
Be reduced overall, we'd only be
True.
paving a portion thereof, the fire lane around the building,
right.
access to the sally port, anything around the structure itself, tie into what we have here, and the rest of it's gravel, we gotta get drainage structures in, or some form of drainage, whether it's retention ponds, or, you know, cause it's all flat,
Right,
you're gonna have something.
you might not
So
need,
to that thought, so again, Jeff looked at the timber, he looked at the trees that are there, he was surprised, pleasantly surprised with the condition of the timber. And his thought was a company could come in and they could make money off in board foot and chips
No,
and not charge us. I'm afraid that if we took away some of that, then we'd have to pay to have somebody come in and do a house walk essentially.
Right,
I would rather have them all down, that way it avoids down the road, one falls. Pine,
There are specs in the election voting manual about how many parking spaces too, so that might be a question for Jim.
There is, but I don't think that that gets followed too closely, and the only reason why I say that is we've been holding elections at the school for a long time.
And there's no
And anybody that's went there, no parking.
Fair
An
enough.
event with over 50 people at it, they're parking on the road.
yeah, that's.
I know I
horrible.
saw a whole bunch about
Yep.
parking when I was
Yeah.
reading through that.
And that doesn't say that we take everything down, we don't pave the whole thing either. At least we have the space.
Well,
to
we
work.
weren't gonna
Right.
pave up there.
Right,
anyway.
true.
gravel,
right, that would be all gravel.
but you don't have to take the whole bank down either,
Right. You know, work with what you need to, leave the rest.
at least get rid of the trees.
Right,
And to Rose's point, she's gonna love to hear this, future growth, has been the conversations about recreation in this town. That would give us more space for,
Pickleball.
Pickleball court?
I would love to see that, Chris, I would love to see
Baseball
that.
field.
a baseball field.
Baseball field, something,
Yeah,
that's true.
Pickleball.
that's the rage.
That is the,
Oh,
that is the
shooting
most
range.
popular thing.
Listen to it.
That is the most popular thing right now. If you go to Constitution Park and you see their tennis courts in the summer,
There's a lot of pickleball players.
there are people sitting waiting for their turn.
That's
tennis
disc
courts?
golf.
They use the tennis courts for pickleball. They have,
pickleball.
we put a pickleball net on it.
Yeah, disc golf is really popular.
Really? I've only
Yeah.
seen one person use it.
That
We
is
What is popular?
Disc golf,
the disc golf course that's there.
really
I've never been
popular.
there, but
Because we used to canine train over there off and on because of all the different contaminations of people and dogs and stuff, because it's good for the dogs to work in. I talked to a guy that had traveled like 6 hours to come play that course.
Wow,
He drove, yeah, like 6 hours to go play that,
really?
one way.
You should be
Really?
there sometime when one of those guys or gals walks
That's a
up and they have
long
two
way.
cases.
That is a long way,
With the different weights, different distances, it's just no different than your club for the distance, and they have buku money into these things, it's like,
They can flame a frisbee.
yeah, it's crazy.
Alright,
okay, I have another question, actually, it says, someone questioned this earlier. For meeting times, they noticed that, this is totally off of what we were discussing. We are scheduled for meeting every Wednesday. New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve are one of the meeting days. I would assume we're gonna cancel those meetings.
Safe to
I
say.
can't imagine anybody wanting to be here on New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve. Do you do, Chris?
I'll be working.
Okay, now my other question is Thanksgiving, day before Thanksgiving. Do we wanna meet I don't know what everyone's schedule is as far as company coming to their houses or what they're doing for Thanksgiving or anything like that.
I would cancel it.
I think we should cancel Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Day before Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve.
I won't be here
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
And we have everybody's
Yeah.
emails, so if there's
Yeah.
something pertinent that comes up, we can.
Right, we can always have a quick meeting in between or something, sure. I just, it was asked of me and I said, I didn't even think about it because I didn't look that far ahead on the calendar. Uh-oh,
So
What do
I'll say my winter schedule starts in January,
okay,
and Wednesdays I may or may not even be able to be here
okay,
because of ski instructing, so.
okay.
I was gonna say, what winter's,
Wednesday, my winter schedule,
skis, aren't they open this week?
Sunday River opened yesterday.
Yeah, that's all.
My
Wow,
truck was in the garage, it was also open day of rifle season, so that's why I was working on Paula's driveway.
And
But I
swap,
did figure out how I could hang a deer off the back of the dump truck. Got it figured right
You
out.
should have seen how creative we got with our rental car in Missouri.
oh, brother.
A rental car,
I'll show you later.
oh, I gotta see that.
you had a deer in a rental car?
I'll show you.
Hey, is there anything else we need to discuss? The ZBA has a meeting tonight at 7:00.
So, can I bring up one more thing?
Sure,
The trees at the fire station, I've been saying this
Oh,
for
yes.
6 months now.
yes.
That we should get a price on those, cause that's gonna cost money to take those down.
So I have already put a bug in Frank's ear about those ones too, so,
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
so I'm hoping that, yeah, I don't wanna speak for him, so, but.
yeah,
gotta-
yeah, I don't know how that works.
So we'll have to probably
Cause
pay
it
for
looked, seemed
those.
like it was more like arborist work than logging work, but. I'm not sure how deep his town is.
Depends on what we get
so
for this.
Probably can handle it.
There's like 4 or 5 trees.
Yeah, there's several trees that are right on the line.
Mhm.
Some of them are this side, some are the other side, I think it would be good to meet with the property owner, there's dead trees on the the property owner next door, that side that will come that direction.
Some already have,
But,
some already have.
right, but there's still some left,
Mhm.
a couple of precarious ones. But
So
that
aren't,
one is
aren't
probably
they,
still flagged, that I had flagged back this last summer. And it would be
No,
decent
they're not
to,
responsible for
be good to get a number so that we carry a budget for it.
Right,
So we can start putting budgets together, and that's just one more thing.
them. They're not responsible. If their tree falls and hits our building,
They're not
yeah, they're
responsible.
not
they're not
responsible.
responsible.
well, I always thought they were.
No,
If they cut a tree down,
Yeah,
And it falls on your house
Yeah,
or
yours.
whatever, yeah,
guy's insurance covers it. but-
right,
That falls under act of nature.
right.
Got it.
Okay,
Good to know.
if there's no other business,
Make a motion to
no
adjourn.
other questions? Tyler's made a motion to adjourn,
I will second.
Tyler and Tyler, huh? Okay. All right, we're adjourned at 6:33.
it was a big one.
We did a Jeep wagon yesterday, so we had two deer, so we bought a sled, that's my brother's deer. We hooked it to the lat of the, like the turf lat, and the